Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth, to you I say Shalom. This is a Matazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled A Time to Kill. On the thumbnail, you have a rock group called The Birds. The Birds are famous for a 1965 release called Turn, Turn, Turn. It's considered one of rock music's greatest songs. Isn't that nice? Because they took their lyrics directly out of the Bible. Okay? Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, to be exact. Everyone knows this melody. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Everybody knows that, okay? So if you don't, go to YouTube and look it up. It's called Turn, Turn, Turn. All right? Now let's look at the lyrics, where they got the lyrics from. This is Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, and it reads, To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time of war and a time of peace. Okay? That was Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, 1 through 8. Okay? So, very, very true statement, seeing that we are at war. We are at war. The United States and NATO, all right, is supplying the Ukraine with tanks and, monies and everything else. So we are at war. All right. So today we're going to talk about a time to kill. All right. A time to kill, because it's coming. All right. So let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 25 and 12. And it reads, Thus said Yahweh power. All right. Because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them, therefore thus said Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said Yahweh power. Okay? So the Lord is singling out Esau, Edom, for a reason. Okay? And the reason here is in Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. All right? It says, Moreover, Verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh power. Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh. You see, they don't talk about this in church. We don't, in the Christian church, all right? I ain't never heard them read Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, all right, and match up Esau, Edom with the so-called Caucasian today. Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in a time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power. See, the Lord is promising. He says, therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sit thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right, since you didn't hate spilling blood, your blood gonna be spilled. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Whereas Salakia, Yahweh was there. Okay? Israel and Judah. Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with our mouth, Salakia, thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus said Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. That is a cold judgment. That is a cold, cold, cold judgment. Man, I see why y'all don't, I see why y'all ain't trying to be known, you know, why y'all hiding behind everybody else's identity. Okay? Y'all hiding behind everybody else's identity. You want to be everybody but the Edomites. I mean, I get it. I get it. Micah 5:8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. You see, this lesson is called A Time to Kill. Let's go to the book of Obadiah. Where's Obadiah? Staring me in the face. Obadiah 13. All right, we'll start at 13. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Talking about when Israel was taken into slavery, okay, in Babylon. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon Salakia, my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen. That's what the scriptures say, as a possession. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. All right, so the Lord says that ultimately Esau, Edom, is going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. Okay? All right, but before he does that, all right, he is going to allow us, all right, to put them in chains. This is Revelation 13 and 10, because there is a time for everything, all right, and there's a time they're going to be put in chains. This is Revelation 13. I'll start at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. You see, the saints of the Lord, okay, the Israelites are patiently waiting to put those in chains who put them in chains. All right? You're not going to find out about this in church. They're not going to read this because this don't go with the narrative, right? Because in the Christian church, God, whose name is Yahweh, is always all loving and always all forgiving, right? Ain't nobody going to go into slavery. Ain't nobody going to get killed. That's not what the Bible says. Let me close with this beautiful, beautiful scripture. This is Psalms 149. We got to start from the top because it's a party. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh. Sing unto Yahweh a new song, and his praise in the congregation of saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance, and let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to take or to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. Okay? There is a time to kill. All right? And it's right around the corner. I pray this lesson that has been edifying until the next one. Shalom.